Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today, I'm kind of making an excuse video. Honestly, I did not have a lot in terms of time today, and the video that I'm currently working on is a little editing intensive, so I'm gonna take my time with that. But with that said, I ended up doing a certain type of delivery today that I didn't even know I was actually capable of receiving. So instead of me making a fully in-length video, and honestly, I really wish I had the proper equipment for ride-alongs now, I wanted to talk to you guys about the first ever experience I had doing a package return delivery, because there were a few things that I thought about the subject that turns out was not really true at all, especially since this was on Uber. So with that said, I want to go over everything that went down during this particular package return, how things went down, how it turned out, and some loose thoughts that I've been having on the subject. I do want to be clear though, I am not really scripting this. I am very off the cuff. Everything's kind of just coming to me as it goes. I took some screenshots, but I should have taken more, to be honest. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about it because there are a lot of things I thought about when doing this type of delivery. So with that said, let's get started. First off, I thought that Uber package returns were actually under Uber Connect. Turns out I was completely wrong in that regard. It was actually under Uber Eats delivery. There are times when it would actually just tick itself on, and then I would receive an Uber Connect order, and I'd be surprised when I saw that it was ticked on, even though I didn't tick it on myself. But no, this was still off the entire time. Either way, I got the delivery, and I saw the mileage on it. It was like $12 to go 2 miles up the road and then 2 miles to the UPS store. And I thought, brilliant. This is actually going to be a real opportunity for me to earn. Somebody actually tipped ahead of time, which turns out I was wrong about that too, but more on that later. So it was $12 to go 2 miles to pick up and 2 miles to drop off. They broke it down specifically like that. I accept the order. I go up the road to pick up the order, which she came down, gave me the box. It was no problem. Now, what they needed me to do was actually ask them for a QR code, and they were going to send it to me through messaging, which was odd to me because on Uber Eats normally you can't send photos through the system, and drivers can't send photos either, which is odd. But for this, they were able to. They sent me a screenshot of the QR code, and then I pressed OK, I accepted, and I was on my way to the UPS store, which the pickup was rather seamless. Now, the one thing I will say is that the box itself was open, which I didn't know they could give me open packages, but whatever. Maybe they're not supposed to, but they did. So I brought it over to the UPS store, and at the UPS store, they asked me what I'm doing. I'm returning a package. They asked for the QR code in question. They didn't even know I was an Uber driver. They just asked for the QR code. I went into the app and they scanned the QR code right off the screen. It was no big deal. They even printed out the label, everything. They did everything. They handed me a receipt. I took a picture of the receipt and bam, the order was done. I also can leave a note for the customer, and that's what I did. I just dropped off your package at the UPS store. I hope you have an awesome day. The order is marked as complete, and the order pays out to be like $12. Not even like a minute later, I get a tip for $3. Yeah, you heard that right. That was all base pay, and then they tipped $3, which I thought was honestly really cool, because if that's all base pay, then that makes return deliveries actually really profitable. Do I think they're going to stay profitable? Probably not, to be honest. Quite honestly, I think they're going to be really good this year, and then it's going to drop over time, but that's every gig. Either way, it was a good experience. Now, I hate to say this. I really hate to say this, because honestly, it makes no tip, no trip look like a stupid subject. That was a positive experience for me overall. Honestly. Can you expect that for all deliveries? No. Would I like to see more orders with bigger base pay? Of course. Is that actually going to work out that way? Probably not. But it really builds upon the point of, can we just get a bigger base pay system? It really does show me that regardless of what the order was paying out, as long as I was being paid properly, I would have done the order. And that's what package returns did. It paid me properly. properly for the work I did. It was 12 bucks for the one order and then the $3 tip after it, but I didn't know there was going to be a tip after. I hope that Uber can see this and think, oh, maybe if we just paid them a little bit more per order, more orders would be accepted. But I don't think that's actually going to happen, honestly. Base pay has been dropping across the board on every gig platform, really. And it's sad because a lot of people got onto these gig apps for extra money, and now that extra money is just not coming in. And then you wonder why there's such turmoil between the customer and the drivers. On one hand, Uber Eats drivers need tips in order to actually survive. But at the same time, the customer is not necessarily wrong in the aspect that if the company paid us properly, we would accept those orders no problem. That's literally what happened here, is that the company paid me properly, I accepted the order no problem. And I hate talking about this because we know that it's never gonna happen that way. You're never gonna get the wrong people to do the right thing. But at least with some of these updates, they've been doing really well with, and it seems like overall has been a positive change. I wish more orders paid that way, but I can't really argue the system. If you are ever concerned about how package returns on Uber Eats would actually look like, it actually turned out positively for me. It's not going to be that way for everything, I'm sure, but for me and the one time that I did it, I liked it. That's really all I got for this video. I will have a more refined video tomorrow, I hope. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.